money plays a much more important role in what is done in Washington than we believe. I personally believe that when campaigns spend the kind of money they're now spending.
The drug and insurance industries, just to take one example, spent $1 billion in lobbying over the last decade. $1 billion, an average of $100 million a year. And they got what they paid for when their friends in Congress broke the rules and twisted arms to push through a prescription drug bill that actually made it illegal for our own government to negotiate with the pharmaceutical companies for cheaper drug prices.
This race, I understand, Ted Kennedy will spend about $10 million to be reelected. He's been in 32 years. $10 million. I think that's wrong because, and that's not his own money. That's all from other people.
Once that bill passed, those companies rewarded 15 government officials and congressmen who worked on the bill with cushy lobbying jobs that pay millions of dollars.
These kinds of associations between money and politics, in my view, are wrong.
It's an entire culture in Washington. Some of it's legal, some of it's not, that allows this to happen.
To get that kind of money, you've got to cozy up as an incumbent to all of the special interest groups who can go out and raise money for you from their members. And that kind of relationship has an influence on the way you're going to vote.
Another example, the oil companies were allowed to craft energy policy with Dick Cheney in secret while every other voice was silenced, including the NASA scientists who tried to warn us about the dangers of climate change. The industry got every single thing it wanted, and it even got one of its top lobbyists a job at the White House as an environmental watchdog, a job he used to fix reports that showed a link between carbon emissions and global warming.
The kinds of demands that are being placed on the economics of running a campaign suggest an increasing power on the part of moneyed interests, and I think it's wrong, and we've got to change it.
This isn't the government that we deserve.
Lobbyists, I want to register, know who they are. I want to make sure that gifts are limited. I think we have to really become much more vigilant in seeing the impact on money, and I don't care how it's organized, on money and politics.
Billions of no-bid, no-string attached contracts have been handed out in New Orleans and Iraq and at Walter Reed Medical Center on the sole basis of who you know and the favors you've done.
This week, the president's nominee to be ambassador to Argentina, Noah Bryson Mamet, who just happens to have raised $500,000 for President Obama and the Democrats.
Well, I also would abolish PACs. You probably have one. I don't like them. I don't like the influence of money, whether it's business, labor, or any other group. I do not like that kind of influence.
That's why at the beginning of this campaign I said, I'm not taking PAC money. I'm not taking money from federal lobbyists.
As for the federal lobbyists, they call this hair splitting. They say it's true he doesn't accept contributions from individuals who are registered to do federal lobbying, but he does take money from their spouses and from people at firms where they work.
If those same candidates are taking millions of dollars in contributions from the PACs and the lobbyists, ask yourself, who are they going to be toasting once the election's over?
For my birthday, buy me a politician. It's a shame.
I think contributions are fine. I just don't want them to be larger and larger. Look, it's $10 million this year. My guess is that that 6 years from now, the race will be 15, and after that.
That you got to teach the children. Everything's corrupt. Everything's corrupt. Everything's about to fuck me shit out of luck.
Corporations are people, my friend.